Day one of camp. Everybody working today. Surprise, surprise. On the field, Jihaad Campbell. Local product. South Jersey. Day one. We didn't think we'd see him on the field until mid-August. Well, he was there for day one. Howie and Nick spoke and said, look, he's ahead of schedule. What kind of impact will he have? Let's take a look at the defense, all three levels, as we look at day one of Eagles training camp repeat. Bro.
What up? Happy football season.
Yes.
Officially begins.
Yes. Big story today, Jihaad Campbell.
Awesome. Awesome news. I didn't expect him to be out there with the second team unit this early in camp. You know, I thought they were going to kind of ease him in. So if he's ahead of schedule, that's the best news you could get of the newcomer bunch, right?
Yes.
Because Nakobe Dean is a big loss because he exceeded expectations last year. And Zach Bond, you now have a pillar there. You were curious who's going to play next to him. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. was getting the first team reps. 2 South Jersey kids. But I fully expect, I would bet good money that Jihaad Campbell's your opening day off-ball linebacker.
Yeah, and look, they said they're going to play him at off-ball, and that's really what he profiles as, right? I know there's some talk about, maybe he could be brought down off the edge. He struggled a little bit against college tackles. I expect where Jihaad Campbell's going to be great is on a blitz.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you got that blitz from the second level of that linebacker spot, that's where he's going to be most effective. Shot out of a cannon. Not going around the edge. Shot out of a cannon, attacking the quarterback. He's also a great tackler, very good against the run. He can cover the tight end. He can cover the back out of the backfield. I'm so excited for what Fangio can do with Jihaad Campbell.
Yeah, not to draw comparisons between Cooper DeJean and Jihaad Campbell, but he likes that versatility. You can use guys in so many different ways in the middle of the field. Jihaad is athletic enough to cover. He's big enough with those arms to get into passing lanes. If he starts to understand the Fangio, because a lot of it is trusting your teammates and passing off. And that's the hardest part, all the players say, of the Fangio defense. Once that registers for him, I think the possibilities are really, really fun for this Eagles linebacker core.
Well, and that's interesting, right? Like, we've always talked about linebackers, right? And the one thing that Fangio does is blitz his backers, right? Like, we saw what he did for Zach Bond. He's going to use Campbell in that way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Jim Johnson's interesting because he liked to blitz his D-backs. He would have Trotter blow up the A-gap.
And Dawkins come clean it up.
Right. And so with the Eagles, Fangio's front's different, obviously, where you're really off a 5-man front, and you're going to have, and he loves to blitz the linebackers. So that's going to be interesting. Let's take a look at the defense, kind of all three levels. All right.
Yeah.
So up front is off the edge is exactly where the question is, right? You believe in Nolan Smith? I think we both do.
I do. Yeah. I think he's the most important guy of the front four. Is he has to continue that ascension. What we saw in the playoffs and Super Bowl last year was all pro level play. If he can get somewhere near that on a consistent level, sky's the limit for that kid.
Yeah, and they need him.
Yeah,
right? Like,
absolutely.
Carter's is the most dynamic player, the best player, right? He's going to get doubles, as you know. They may move him up and down the line, but knowing that the kind of doubles and that sort of thing, you're going to need Nolan Smith.
It's got to be the double-digit sack guy.
Has to.
He's got to be that 10 sack range kind of guy, if not more, because Jalen Carter's he's gonna draw double teams, and that's what it is. If Jalen Carter can up his sack percentage a little bit, but the highest you get of D tackles, I think, was Dexter Lawrence last year with 9.5. So you're not going to get that double-digit guy from the inside. You need Nolan Smith to be that guy on the edge.
So Jalix Hunt is now that's going to be the wild card, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I know they're young off the edge, but that's the wild card. Jalix, he popped.
Yeah.
I mean, legit popped in the Super Bowl. He popped once he started to get real play. You saw something for him. So, those are the two young ends that are going to have to deliver off the edge.
Really exciting stuff to follow early in the season.
Yeah.
Jalix Hunt looks like a damn condor out there with his wingspan. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect anything from him last year. The fact he played himself into meaningful minutes in the Super Bowl, like those were some strides my man took last year. So if he can continue building on that, all of a sudden you start to feel really good about the future of the Eagles DN position.
All right, so then you got Ojulari, who is always hurt, right?
Yeah.
But has shown the ability to get off the edge. Now, as a part-time rotational player, I like it.
Yeah, I think him and Uche are both like really fun gambles.
Yes.
Because they've both shown you they can do it. They've both have obstacles in their way of continuing to play full seasons. But the production has been there in glimpses. So those are the exact type of guys you want to, take gambles on it and give them a little bit of money and see what you can do in this system. So I think both of those guys are really exciting to watch in camp. I'll be paying attention to everybody reporting on.
And Howie will, because Howie, at least bit if there's anything there that doesn't smell right, you're going to have to be in the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're already looking. Inside, I think they're pretty set. I mean, now Jordan Davis.
My man looks slim.
He does.
Pelotoned up.
Well, you said it. An all season of Peloton and nutrition has gotten Jordan Davis in shape, it looks like.
Yeah, he's playing for a contract. And I don't say that in a bad way. I say that in a good way.
Well,
you get guys best when they have the big bag on the line. And Jordan Davis, on his 5th-year option here, he's playing for that next contract. Yeah. I hope it's here.
But he needs to be on the field. He needs to warrant on the beam.
I'd love to see him on the field 55% of the time.
Yeah.
He needs to, on passing downs, he needs to prove that he can be out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a beast in the run game, so I have no worries there.
Right. No, and we saw it because he could play on the other side of the ball against the run.
And Jalen Carter right next to him.
Well, I mean, the whole defense goes, with Jalen Carter in the first level and Cooper DeJean in the third level. I mean, that's kind of where you're so strong up the middle. Ojimo, I feel good about.
I feel great about him.
Yeah.
He's still what? He's barely 23.
Yeah.
At the Super Bowl last year, I caught up with Washburn, the D-line coach, and I was standing with Vinny, so I was kind of like privy to the inside football guy conversation. And Washburn was raving about this kid.
Yeah.
And I think he's shown you a lot. This is the kid that kind of the breakout year. I think him and Hunt are the two where it's like, if they take that next step, your defensive line is in a really good spot.
Big time. Big time. Ty Williams. I mean,
yeah. The what do they call him? The vanilla gorilla. He's got the Matty Rule.
Nebraska.
Yeah, he's been knighted by old Matt Rules.
I talked to Matt last week, and watch my boy. My boy.
He's a square.
Yeah.
He's
and he feels like the
perfect
perfect rotational guy to come in and make noise.
Yeah, looking forward to him too.
And then when you got to, let's get to the secondary, because we talked about the linebackers and Zach Bond, who got the new contract, and you feel great about him. Secondary is fascinating.
Well,
right.
Quinyon.
Before we get to Quinyon and Cooper, right? Let's go to Makuba, because the two spots that we're going to be looking at are the left corner and the safety spot. Now, Makuba handpicked by Vic.
Yeah.
So, he's got the inside track on that job.
In Vic, we trust.
So, all camp, we're going to be focusing on Makuba.
Yeah, Sidney Brown, you'd like to see him compete for the job. He's been a little bit of a spaz at times. I don't know how well he's picked up the Vic kind of handoff to your teammates type of system. The athleticism is there. His brother's a great running back. You see the athleticism on special teams. I'd love to see those two battle it out until the final week of camp and kind of like that last minute decision comes in, because I don't want Makuba to be handed the job.
Right.
I want a McCollum or a Sidney Brown to make him earn it. I want to see, that's the camp battle I'm most interested in, is Makuba versus those two.
Yeah, me too. I'm fascinated by that. And then, listen.
I got to get used to calling him Drew, too.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Then you get your other corner spot. Now, they were talking about Cooper today. maybe safety
He was
and
playing,
base.
Zach Berman said, a lot of safety.
Outside, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
So in base, and they're not in base a ton, but in base, they're looking at Coop as a safety and then slide over the nickel.
Yeah, they play nickel a ton, so I thought you would be safe keeping Coop there and kind of having him on the field the majority of the time anyway. But it's an interesting wrinkle early in camp here to see what Vic does with him.
I thought early they were going to start him outside and then move him into nickel.
Does that tell you they feel good about Mac McWilliams or Keely Ringa?
Yeah.
Like they must feel good about somebody that they're moving them back.
Well,
or they don't feel good about Cooper.
Yeah.
You know, like it tells me that they're kicking the tires on a lot of things.
Listen, he needs to be involved in the middle of the field.
Absolutely.
Right? And, that other spot with Ringo, we think who has the inside track for that job.
I would hope.
Right?
Year 3.
McWilliams profiles more as a slot corner than an outside corner. That's why we thought Cooper would be
maybe
in the
McWilliams
mix for that.
Could be the slot guy.
But whoever's there is going to get picked on because with Quinyon on the other side.
Lockdown.
I mean, Coop gets a lot, right? A lot of Quinyon because nobody tested him.
Yeah.
He was elite last year. He was a guy that, if you look at, he's so fundamentally sound. He's quiet, unlike most cornerbacks.
Got the greasy hips.
Right, yes, yeah.
You like that football guy terminology there? A little greasy hips.
Man. And you're right, he does have greasy hips, and he's a kid that really, I think, we haven't even seen how great he can be.
Yeah, the thing you want to see from him this year is the uptick in interceptions. But like you said, like he wasn't tested that much last year. You're a product
of right. How many times are you going to throw at?
Yeah. Like Nnamdi Asomugha, when he was at his peak, didn't get a ton of interceptions because nobody threw at him.
Right.
So Quinyon, you just want to see that.
I'll be honest with you, I think that's overrated.
The lack of INTs.
Yeah.
CJ stole like 2.5 of them last year.
I just think that's an overrated if a kid can cover like that, I don't care.
And the best part about this is he gets to go up against A.J. Brown every day. And he broke up an A.J. Brown deep ball from Jalen Hurts earlier today already. So like, you talk about steal on steal in practice there. Quinyon's going to be tested by one of the game's best receivers every single day for the next 6 weeks.
This defense, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent there. The way Howie Roseman turned the page to the future with this defense.
It's so young. It's
the youngest in the league.
I think the average age. I
think the average age of the defense, I saw this the other day, was like 23.6 or maybe it was 20.
Nobody over 25.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. And then you're adding, right? You had Jihaad Campbell, you had Ty Robinson, right? Like you're adding guys, young kids, McWilliams, right?
Yeah.
Just to a mix that's really something. Like Nolan Smith. Think about all the guys.
No.
Right? Vaughn's your oldest, right? Like your youngest starter, your young starters, Nolan, Jalen Carter, Cooper, who's 22.
I know.
Quinyon.
Kid just had his wisdom teeth out.
Right? Like, it's unbelievable. I was joking about Coop that here he is, right? Comes in, has the big hit on Henry. Everybody goes nuts over, right? Pick 6 in the Super Bowl. He's down the shore at the New Memories of Margate and hanging out the toast of the town.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he loving it.
Yeah.
He loving Philadelphia. And, of course, a shout out to Exciting Mike's right here on the PHLY All City Network.
Yeah, this defense is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to follow in camp. There's not too many positions up for grabs. And there's a lot of guys that can take that next step here and really make you feel good for the next 5 to 7 years.
Nothing more than we love in defense here.
Yeah.
Man, this is great.
And Uncle Vic.
Love him. Like the greatest advantage, and like I said about Andy, the greatest advantage that Nick Sirianni has is the fact that he can rely on Fangio. He doesn't have to worry about him going anywhere.
That's my favorite part.
Like
He's here.
With Gannon, like you had a young guy, aspiration to be a head coach, right? Usually you get that as an OC. Now you lost both. It happened with, Doug. It happens, right? You're looking for coordinators, the whole thing. The fact that you have Fangio, grizzled vet, not looking to go at be a head
Just wants to watch his Phillies.
Is a big deal. Look what it did for Andy Reid, right?
Sure.
You had Jim.
Yeah.
And now you have Spags all these years.
Yeah. Stability.
That's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. Camp, repeat, has begun.
Yeah. I feel really good about their chances, too.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay with us every day right here. PHLY.